Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you. Today, my guest from the Washington City Schools, we got the head man himself, Mr. Bailey. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Harry?
I'm doing great. So far, 2018-2019 school year, everything going smooth?
We are off to a fantastic start today. This year, we are doing a great job of continuing where we left off last year. We had a great year of changing the culture in the school district. We talked last year about high expectations for all. That's all our students, all of our faculty and staff, all of our adults in the community. High expectations. This year, our belief that we're working on is together we have purpose, and that really together we can accomplish anything. So we're really excited about that, and we've made some great strides over the last year, especially in the academic arena with the recent release of the report card.
Glad you brought that up. What kind of a grade did we get?
We got a C overall for the district, which is improved from previous years, the most recent years. But we made great strides in a couple components, namely the progress component, which really measures how the students, how much gain they're making in their education each and every year. So the progress component, we got an A, meaning that we're significantly higher than 1 year of growth for all of our students combined last year. So we still have some catch up to do from the past, but we with a grade of A, that just proves that we're really teaching the kids and teaching them more than 1 year's worth of academic knowledge overall. The other component that we're really proud of is our gap closing. And the gap closing is how well we're teaching our students who are in our subgroups. So if you have more than 25 students in a subgroup in a school, and these subgroups can be students with disabilities or economically disadvantaged students, it could be multiracial students, it could be African American students, it could be Asian American students. So whatever subgroups we have in a particular school, and again, all we need are 25 students in that particular subgroup to get that grade component. But we jumped from an F to a B. And it's very difficult to get a B. It's very difficult to get an A, but we got a B, and we were a tenth of a point away from an A. So we're really proud of that because that shows that, we're just not taking the easy road and teaching those students are easy, that learn easily and have all of, socially everything they need to be successful in school. Those students that have challenges in life who might not speak English, we're doing very well with them.
So that's really cool, going from an F to a B. That's a huge jump.
Absolutely. And, we made progress across the board, but I'm really proud of the work that we did at Bel Air Intermediate School. They increased their report card. They've gone from a lot of D's and F's to a lot of A's and B's. They jumped to our highest achieving building in the district in 1 year. They're working really hard to lay a great foundation for us. So we're really excited because they got straight A's in progress. And our middle school got straight A's in progress. So as we move these students along, we're going to have a great future in this district with academic achievement and the state report card.
I know the grandkids go to Bel Air, and they're very happy with the school. They really like it.
Yeah, the atmosphere there is just fun, and those kids just work hard. I love going over to that building. We were able to get them a lot of technology in that building. So anytime you go over there, you see some great teaching, but you see the students using technology, Chromebooks. And we're very pleased that we just put our next order in. So Bel Air will be 1-to-1. So every student will have access to their own individual Chromebook there. Probably in about 6 weeks or so. So we are now in the district 1-to-1, meaning one Chromebook for every student from grades 2 through 12. So we're really, really excited about that.
And that's no small accomplishment in itself.
No, technology is very expensive. We changed our philosophy. The district, prior to my coming here last year, leased MacBooks at the high school. And while MacBooks are very, you can do a lot with them. They're very robust. They're very expensive whenever you get into the Apple products. And very hard to maintain in a school setting. So we allowed that lease to expire, and chose to go with Chromebooks. So we can get almost 4 Chromebooks for the cost of every 1 MacBook. So we're sinking our resources into that. The great thing about the Chromebooks is that they're a Google product, and Google for Education is free. And that's why a lot of schools are turning to Google. The other thing is it's very easy to do the state testing on the Chromebooks, and they're aligned very well with what the state wants for that. So there's a lot of positive with Chromebooks. The big positive is that we can get technology into the hands of the students.
That's got to be one of the big, I think, challenges of a person in your position and the other administrators of the schools. How do we get what we need for the price we can afford?
Right. And it is a challenge because state funding is not going up substantially. It's been pretty well flat for many years, and it's a struggle. The great thing about Washington Courthouse City Schools is we are great stewards of taxpayer dollars. We are right now living on basically the same amount of money that from our community that we've been living on for 27 years. We have not gone for new money for 27 years for operating dollars. Obviously, we built the new schools in about 10 years ago, and in 2005 we had a bond issue to pay for the schools. But that bond issue is kind of like your mortgage for your house. It can only build the schools and do nothing else. And that's only on the ballot for 28 years. Once the bonds are paid off, then that tax goes away. But the more incredible thing that we're doing is the fact that, for 27 years we've been living on the same amount of money from the community since 1991. So nobody likes to pay taxes, but this year in November we do have on the ballot earned income tax. We're asking for a 1% earned income tax from anybody who lives in the school district. So if you live outside the school district but work here in the city, this tax does not affect you. Only people who would pay a property tax for our schools would be responsible for paying this. So it's a little bit different in the city income tax in that manner. The other great thing is it's an earned income tax. So this does not tax pensions. There's no tax on Social Security benefits, no tax on disability benefits, no tax on welfare, no tax on dividends or capital gains. So the only thing that this earned income tax is on earnings. So if you have a job, on your wages and your tips. And that's what we're asking for. So we think 1% will give us the needed revenue to be able to keep up with our neighbors. We talk about our league a lot athletically, but we did some comparisons in terms of revenues and expenditures, and we are by far the lowest out of the Frontier Athletic Conference. We bring in substantially less money than our league, and we spend obviously substantially less than our league. We spend about $9,200 per student. That's our expenditure per pupil. Our next highest amount in our league is about $10,400. So we feel that we're very good stewards, and we're able to do a lot without a lot of money. The other great thing is, though, Harry, that with our most recent report card, we jumped from 4th in our league in terms of report card grade to number 1. So we did all this with little money.
And if you're going to win the FAC, that's the place to win it.
If you're going to win, we want to win for the kids' futures, and we want to win for the county and our school district, and the fact that we are educating students to become lifelong members, hopefully of Fayette County and hopefully of our school district, and be able to continue the great things going on here.
That's not bad. 27 years, first time that you've asked for, money. That's pretty good stewardship.
That's very good stewardship, and I attribute that to a few things. Obviously, the leadership in the past have been able to keep the spending down. But our new buildings, and while they're beautiful, they served another purpose in the fact that it costs less money to operate daily the new buildings with energy and all of that. However, we are to the point, the buildings are 10 years old and we want to we need to fix some things. We want to keep our buildings pristine and we want to make sure that we update some of the systems in the buildings that are antiquated already. For example, our camera system, very antiquated. So much like if anybody bought a camera 10 years ago, it would be much different than if you buy a camera today. So we want to be able to make sure that for safety and security purposes that our police and fire department can have access to camera systems. That way, if we ever have a problem in the building, they'll be able to see what's going on. Right now, we don't have that ability.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you, it's been 10 years, how are the buildings holding up? But they seem to be doing really well.
Yeah, the buildings are fantastic. But just like any structure, anything that you buy, you start to have some systems go down. So, this year we had several of our walk-in freezers go down. They're 10 years old, and just like if you buy a refrigerator at home, they start to break down. And
although your refrigerator at home does not get as much use as coolers at the school.
Absolutely. We serve a lot of lunches and breakfasts out of it. So, we had to we repaired those. We had to replace a hot water tank that we had in one of the buildings just because, again, of the age. So we're starting to see that this is, we're having more breakages and issues like that. And we want to keep up on that and make sure that the next generation of students coming through Washington Courthouse has the exact same amenities that our students now are afforded.
Sounds like you're restoring the roar.
Absolutely, we are, and it's going exceptionally well. This is an incredible community, and we are doing some great things.
Well, we look forward to great things out of the Washington City Schools. It's always been a good place to get an education. You're just making it better.
Absolutely. I hope so. And it's not just me. We have an incredible administrative team. Our principals and curriculum folks and special education director are incredible people. They only want what's best for the students, and everybody's just kind of falling in line, and we're just doing some incredible things. Anybody out there in the community that want to come see what's going on in the schools, give us a call, and we'll give them a tour and show them the great things going on.
Well, anything else you have for our listeners?
Well, I just want to reiterate that the state superintendent came down, and while it's not unusual for him to visit schools, he was very aware, especially of our increased scores at Bel Air and how well Cherry Hill's doing. So we visited those two schools with him. He was incredibly impressed with what we were doing. He spoke a lot to Mr. Conroy and Mr. Maddox about, how they're getting the results that they're getting, and just reaffirmed for us that we're on the right track.
Well, I certainly do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come and visit with us and let us know what's going on at the schools. It's kind of important, I think, for the voters out there to know here's how your money's being spent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if anybody has any questions about, the upcoming ask for the earned income tax on the November ballot and need more information on the financial side, give me a call and I'll be glad to get them whatever information they need.
What's the number they can get you at?
740-335-6620.
My guest today on Fayette Focus has been the superintendent of schools of the Washington City Schools, Mr. Tom Bailey. Tom, thank you so much.
Thanks, Harry. Have a great day.